Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance, we are the future of crypto.
And we're live. Hey, Hexicans. It's me, Vibra. Welcome back to Vibraville. We are on the precipice of something crazy happening in this market. I just feel it coming every day now. People are starting to become more bearish, starting to wonder and question things, and that's what I want to see. I want to see everyone saying this bull market is over. It's never coming. It's not happening. We missed it. It was Bitcoin only. And I really think time will prove us right again. Everything's setting up right on track. Next month, all the ETFs coming out. I really think around interest rate cuts, we are going to go down. I really do. I think we got this. I don't know. The stock market just makes me nervous. Like, we're so overinflated. Gold just made new all-time highs. Like, how hard can they just pump this? Who knows? We will see, but it's definitely going into assets. We know that for sure. They cannot pump real estate any harder. Americans are struggling. Inventory is lacking, and the last thing they need is another housing crisis on top of all this nonsense. So, in my opinion, it's crypto. It just makes sense. The bond market is completely screwed. Tokenization, trading stocks 24/7, creating all this value. I was listening to Tom Luongo today, and he's definitely a little bit out there, but super smart. And some of his takes just on the macro and what's going on, where he was talking about our debt problem and us being at 37 trillion, even if it's at 40 trillion. And after gold pumps up, cryptos start to revalue and end up on bank balance sheets. Now you have $100 trillion on balance sheets. You don't care about the 37 trillion in debt. It doesn't matter. So I listen to a lot of different people with all kinds of takes, and guys, no one knows what's going to happen. You just need to position yourself the best you can. And every day you learn more, information comes out, and you just adapt. And look at Creator Bid. Looking at these bubbles right here, nice 63% gain in one day. And we found this coin all the way back in May. Let's see, May. Wow, I can't believe it's 4 months ago already. Holy shit. This is like the 4-month anniversary of getting into it. Down here at about 5 cents. Ran up, nice, did a 3x, but I staked my bag to hold. So I'm just holding, and this is nothing. I'm waiting for when ETH makes a new all-time high, alts are going to go crazy. And people that are doubting ETH, we're at all-time lows on exchanges since 2021. The ETFs are having massive inflows. Trump is buying the shit out of ETH. So why would the president, who now is in control of the Fed more than ever, almost to a criminal extent, not criminal, to a unfair extent, he's going to pump the shit out of these markets so his family can make as much as possible. Like, Trump is here to make money. He loaded up on ETH. Like, all it takes is 2 months from ETH to go from 4,500 to 12K. And then in 1 month later, we can go from 12 to 20 on a blow off top. So in 3 months, so October, November, December, and a little into January, we could be on absolute fire. Maybe that happens. And then, maybe we get a 50-point rate cut and people start to panic, and the Fed fesses up and says, yeah, we screwed up. We clearly should just be using AI instead of a bunch of boomers sitting around a table. But, Regardless, Jerome is out in May of next year, and his replacement is already going to cut to whatever Trump wants. It's already been said and confirmed. So maybe we just have to wait a little longer, and we don't get the crazy bull run. If we don't get the crazy bull run to close off Q4 like everyone's talking about, maybe it comes next year in Q1 and Q2. And then as adoption grows, as things come tokenized on chain, and maybe we see a huge bull. Like no one knows, guys. And it's like the more different people you listen to, you have to be able to take stuff at face value and take it with a grain of salt. A lot of people are here just for clicks, and they know that the fear sells right now. And the doomsday shit gets all the clicks and views in the algorithms. Oh my God, market crash pending. Holy shock face emoji. Like that shit's so stupid. And I just think, like, if I'm Richard Hart right now, what do I do? Do I pump the shit out of my chain? No, because he's just going to be constant exit liquidity. Every single pump that we've seen this past year has been sold off. Dovu's climbing, yeah. But even every pump has been sold off for the most part, except literally the last month, where it has doubled up, almost 3x from the lows. So is this 8 because now just because H bar is going to be a powerhouse and this is going to be one of the better altcoins on H bar? I don't know. Maybe. I think H bar is going to be one of the American powerhouses. That's for damn sure. Stronghold with their Uphold partnership. That's confirmed. They are going to be a household name. They get an ETF. They're getting a Kraken listing, Gemini, Binance, all the majors Stronghold's getting. So this thing at 2 cents is just a crazy good deal. And these are the perfect plays outside of Richard Hart. Like Richard Hart is DeFi. He is after privacy and freedom on the blockchain. That is not what Stronghold's after. They're after businesses that want to take stable coins for payments and online merchants that want instant settlement. That's what they're for. Nothing to do with whatever Richard does is going to have zero effect on Stronghold. That's why we position ourselves in these coins. We got that. Check. What's up? Jesus. 10x. What's going to 10x? Tell me. I'm in. I'm all ears. What up, Tid Top? Grounded in Hex. Yeah. Don't listen to Riddlers unless they're XRP Riddlers. There's very good. There's some speculation on who those accounts could be. Maybe Arthur Brito or David Schwartz. So, just because Pulse Chain has Riddlers now and Dirty Crypto and these guys, it's embarrassing, to be honest with you. This shit is just max cringe, as the youngins would say these days. So Richard Hart right now, man, if he pumps the chain, he's just straight up exit liquidity. He can't do it. ETH got to move. ETH will move, and we will be good. I was just looking at the T-share stats, and oh my God. 42,000 hex for a T-share. That's crazy. Last time I looked, it was in the 30s. So this T-share rate, guys, I know right now it's nothing, but if this chain does what I think, if Pulse Chain tackles like the privacy narrative and really becomes tied in with Binance and some major players, we could next cycle be looking at a complete different position, people looking at us completely differently. That's why you have to think in advance. Hex is Richard's baby. All right, this is his first child. It did a 10,000x last cycle. He cannot have Pulse Chain be successful with Hex shit in the bed. He cannot go into any interviews, come onto streams and start talking about Pulse or PulseX when Hex is down 95%. It's not happening. He has to pump Hex. So I think eHex is criminally undervalued. That's where a majority of my shit is right now. In eHex and Inc. I hold like 0 Pulse Chain and some PLSX. I put it all into PTGC and UFO. And I do not see a world where Pulse and PLSX outperform them. So I'm riding with the blue chip altcoins. You got to just pick some. Like I can't imagine being in all the cores right now. It would just be so painful. Pulse still down. So like I put in like 20,000 into my sacrifice. So I got 5,000 hex and like, I don't know, 100 something million Pulse X. Or 50, no, I got 52 million Pulse and like 175 million Pulse X-ish, something around there. And right now, if I didn't swap and play the ratios and just held, holy shit, and just DCA'd, oh man, I don't know if I'd even be in crypto right now. Like, it's why it's so important to be diversified into other projects, even in the ecosystem. It doesn't have to be outside the ecosystem. Just PTGC and UFO. Like, they have kept us sane last year. PDI, Atropa, some of the other altcoins, Teddy Bear. Pump had a little run. Maybe it'll be back again. Who knows? UpX. And then I saw Donovan. Shout out to DIY. Study this whack off on Solid X. We're headed for at least a 2.5x pump on this breakout. Last chance to buy the bottom, 30x to all-time highs. And with that, with what's being built, I wouldn't miss out on grabbing a bag. I have my bag, sir. I probably should grab a little bit more Solid X. Maybe I will take a look. Let's see what bags are at the top doing the best and trim out a little bit, because I know Solid X has just been chilling and it's super undervalued. Same with Dark, man. I think Dark is criminally undervalued over here. A1A at 11 cents. Wrap Bitcoin 668. Die Hard 7.5 cents. So that's the only reflection coin I have giving me PDI now. But I got my entire bag back of Die Hard, so I'm super happy. I think that's going to be a sleeping gem. And Alamo, I've doubled my bag down at these numbers. I think Tim just got a shitty deal here. One of the founders, because Tim was on stream and said the founders will never sell from their wallets. And one of the founders' sons sold some TFC to create a liquidity pair with USDL. And people just went nuts and fudded the shit out of it. So here's the liquidity pool. It's got 70K in here. So he created that liquidity pool and people fudded the shit out of it. So there's so much money in here still. Tim's a good dude. And I think it was just, it pumped too hard. It had to come back down and it got fudded. And then with Alamo launching, like, it just, people are just so stupid. They pulled the chat because it was nonstop headaches. Nothing productive was coming out of it. And I don't blame them. A bunch of children in there, there's no point in having it. So I've been buying Alamo. I'm going to tell you right now, I've doubled my bag. And it's risky, but I don't care. I'd rather put money into that in hopes that we can bring it back as a community and as good people here. And now Morpheus, I bridged my entire bag over to Pulse Chain, so I'm no longer on ETH. And someone just full clipped 8 million today. So people just have no idea what we are building behind the scenes, guys. People have no idea. Well, Pulse Chain, oh my God, bro. I don't even know what people are thinking. Richard is, if he has less than 1 million ETH and like 50,000 Bitcoin, I'd be shocked. Just think about how much money that is. And if he can figure out a way to bring it to his own ecosystem, his own chain, Why wouldn't he do that? I mean, do you not agree? How can Pulse Chain be successful if Hex is down 98%? You can't have your first project failed and then continue to go on. He needs to bring Hex back so he could say, look, it did a 10,000x. We had our bear market and now we're right back. This is what altcoins do. High risk, high reward. Huge pumps, huge dumps, max pain. So I don't see a world where Hex, even if Hex isn't a focus because of all the liquidity pairs and Hart's Law and all the bonding, we're already seeing it. All the coins are moving up pretty much the same. The core four, they're not just going crazy one day where you look and it's Hex is up 64% and nothing else is up. It's not, it can't happen. Everything's so bonded together in this ecosystem. Once everything moves, it's going to be so similar, I think. And that'll be a good thing. It'll prevent people from getting wrecked. They'll be able to just hold and let the gains come to them instead of being like, oh shit, I'm holding Pulse. I should be in ink right now because it's done a 5x, more in the last 2 weeks. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they're going to do very similar numbers. I mean, look at the market. I mean, Ink's the exception. Look at Hex market cap of PulseX is 573, PulseX 689. So the same, almost similar market caps. So they'll do probably similar numbers moving forward. The Hexes, same thing. I think they'll do similar numbers and be very close in value in the future. And then Ink's the wild card. That's why I actually have the most Ink liquid. I have the most Hex, but that's because I staked it from last cycle and got my copies. So I made 15-year ladders in 2019 or whatever, whenever day one was. I started staking Hex. So Ink's the one that the market cap's so much smaller. I think it could move the hardest. So that's where I'm positioned. And Ink is like the flywheel. Once the APYs start getting juicier, Ink is going to be what's sought after. What is the best Pulse Chain altcoins? PTGC, UFO, PDI, Atropa, Solid X. Like I would stick to the blue chips, bro. That's it. Until you have all your bags packed, you can't be taking risks. You got to play it right and build your blue chip bags before the high risk altcoins. It's Switch.win, guys, is coming to Pulse Chain. It's being tested right now. I don't want to say too much, but it's been just talking to Brandon and from his devs doing this, the amount of sloppiness that's on Pulse Chain, people are so lazy. And if I was here to build for the future, I would make sure all my T's were crossed and my I's were dotted. Like I wouldn't just leave loose ends tied up. And he's had to do that with multiple projects that are well known in the ecosystem. And it's been an eye-opening experience. So when Switch comes, the Pulse Chain, and it's the best looking decks, the best routes, the cheapest routes, why wouldn't people use it? If you're buying a couple $100,000 worth, why wouldn't you go where the best liquidity or where the best routes are and the cheapest fees? I think people will. So Switch is going to have its own liquidity pools, everything completely decentralized. And Brandon does shit right. Build a Tech does stuff right. And the profits, fees are going to be used for Morpheus potentially and so many other things. Or think about Vouchcoin. I don't know anything about it. I just, a couple of my friends, I've been posting about it, threw it on the radar. But honestly, I haven't been really messing with pulse chain. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Congrats to anyone that got in. It's doing phenomenal. But it's got to come back down, bro. It charts that look like this are going to do this. Hopefully down 50% and then chop and then break out. But I wouldn't buy this here right now. I'd wait for the dip. But damn, that looks good. I like the liquid staking, bro. I do like this, honestly. This is what the core community is really looking for. Yield on their pulse and pulse stacks, even if it's a couple percent. People are just so different on pulse chain. But I like the idea of it. And I'm definitely keeping that on the watch list. And when it dips down 70%, right here, I'll be looking to buy it at like 1800, 1900, 2000, right around there. So I'll be looking to buy it. And if not, you know what? I missed it. And I'm okay with that because I'm in so many other coins that are, way below $4 million market caps that I'm not going to be buying the top. But if you're into it, bro, good job. That's definitely solid. God, this is an account. Peg Leg Larry. Follow this account. Something he knows something. I don't know who it is, but he knows people that I don't know for sure. I mean, it could all just be gibberish, but I've been paying attention to his tweets now for a couple days, and I really think that Peg Leg Larry is here to give clues. Maria continues to expand. He has created a distinct connection on the L2 between the UV Gile and the VORE guest. PDI to $1 Inevitable. No idea what this shit means, but that's why I am invested into Atropa and Atropa R, which is it pays back Atropa for holding it, but there's not much volume, but I don't care. It's just kind of a coin that I'm going to hold forever. I got in at the bottom. I bought in early. And here I DCA'd and caught the bottom at like a half a cent and loaded up down here. And if I get it more, I'll get some Atropa over time, but Atropa and Affection. Affection's doing really well too. I found this in like, oh my God, I cannot believe it was last July. I was just going to say a couple months ago, but holy shit, it was last summer. At like a 27K market cap, and now it's up to 275. So we found it last summer down here, and it really has just kind of chopped. I mean, it did like a 10x. I took some profits, rebought the bag, and I'm just holding it because I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but there's some super smart people here. And if Richard Hart gives you the stamp of approval to work with him, you're a smart person. Like Richard works with smart people, very few people, but the ones he works with are smart as hell. And watching Maria's interviews, presentations, and I was there live on his stream when the FUD event was going down, and it just did not seem organic. Like if someone was truly worried about all their liquidity, he would not have acted in that way. I know for a fact. If he was truly worried about what he was alleging happening, his actions would have been different, and he never would have been worried about saying, oh, if it falls good, I'm going to save Teddy Bear. Well, you wouldn't have gave a shit about Teddy Bear at that point. You would have been so worried about what was going on with other stuff. You would not have even had time to focus on that. And then talking the stuff about Sami, and it's like, man, that was so inorganic. And it makes me just believe that something huge is being built. And from the outside on social media, on Twitter, everything has to look a certain way. And then when what's being built is completely decentralized, tied to no one. And there's all the plausible deniability on social media. And I don't know. But then I just think, like, who cares? We're moving to a pro crypto world where it looks like our worst fears aren't going to come true, at least here in the US. And if we can have freedom here, like, we set precedent around the world. Everyone else will eventually move over, follow. It'll grow. Like, the tyranny isn't going to last anymore. Like, the world is starting to be connected with social media like never before. And Europe, the nonsense, I just don't see it. I don't see it surviving. No, I really don't. And look at this guy right here. Is that a guy that looks defeated? Or is that the same exact Richard that I've been watching since 2019? And
this guy, me, I did that. And you know why I did that? Well, one, I'm innocent. Two, I've got great lawyers. Three, the government decided to bring a really stupid case against a really honest person.
Yep, exactly. That guy is not a scammer. He truly is here. All right. He answered my question in 2020 when my MetaMask transactions was frozen. I could not do shit on my wallet for a week during the bull market. And Richard Hart finally told me I had to go find the nonce and send nothing to my address, send zero pulse at the custom nonce. And he was the reason I was able to progress on my crypto journey. Richard freaking Hart. You know, there were no back in streams back then, like, not many people were doing lives or like responding to the chats and stuff. So when you had questions, you were really kind of a nobody. People weren't going to just read the chat and answer your question. So he's such a good dude. Will you volunteer in Marietta, California for a nonprofit, sending out hundreds of thousands of free electronic gifts? Sure, I would love to, Richard. So, guys, Richard is on it again. The spam king, the marketing king. They yelled scam at 10,000x. I wonder if they'll do it again. Ha, 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 ha. I love it, Richie. Let's go. But yeah, guys, there's not much going on right now. It's just there's nothing to do. You should all have your bags packed and just be waiting to go, waiting for the bull market. And every week that these prices stay suppressed, you know, you find a bag to add to. You know, look at the last month. You know, I added the Stronghold a couple weeks ago on the dip. I added the Realio. Added some stuff on XDC and just topping up here and there. More cubic. So take advantage of these prices here because everything's going to be green soon. Quant, even the quant, you know, it's under $100 right now. If you don't have any quant and you can afford to buy 5 or 10 and just put it away and just forget about it, I promise you, you will thank me in 2-3 years. I promise you. There's only 14 million coins. It's one of the most scarce coins in all of crypto, tackling a giant use case. Don't sleep on quant. Please. What are my thoughts on having some World Liberty Financial? I wouldn't touch it, bro. It is 100% a pure money grab. Let's look at something. World Liberty Financial. So the circulating supply is 24.6 billion. All right. That means 4 times the supply has to come out. And what do you think that means? What's going to happen when those coins come out? It's just going to be a nonstop dump fest. That's how Trump is going to get rich, by constantly selling his coins that unlock over and over and over. They do great marketing. They have tons of people talking about it. And that way he can just dump. And if you look at market cap, day one, it pumped up to 8 billion. And now it's just keeps shrinking, bro, because more supply is coming out. So this is the problem with Solana. This is what all the Solana maxis don't tell you about. That, last cycle, Solana went to whatever, now it hit last cycle 236. So we're going to 4x that. Really? Will we? So if we look at market cap, last cycle, it hit 71 billion. So with the amount of coins that are here now, we need to hit 280-ish to be equivalent of this here, of where we were. So even though we're at 117 right now, it's going to take the equivalent of us last cycle being up here. So as coins just keep flooding onto the market, you got to look at the market cap. And the price of these coins are not going to do as well. Like back 4 years ago, I wish they told them, you could see the amount of coins in circulation, but I'll bet you it was a tenth of what it was. So there's going to be more coins coming on the market, and that's the problem. And that's why even though people shit on XRP so much, they need like XRP, Ripple sells XRP to fund the business. Like that's fine, but retail owns less than 2% of the supply. It's all in institutions, and they're going to need it. XRP is going to be the global liquidity layer. Everybody needs a neutral settlement layer that they can use. And that's what XRP is going to be. It is what it is. And half the coins are in escrow. And the escrow wallet, I believe, is going to get given to the government. And once the United States, I was talking about it at the beginning, once we create a strategic reserve and we put in XRP and XLM and HBAR and ETH and Chainlink, and they pump the coins, they send it to a $10 trillion market cap, our strategic reserve is now worth trillions of dollars. So now we start issuing debt off there. Now our 37 trillion in debt is not a big deal. So guys, they have the solutions for this stuff all worked out. Everything's going to be okay. And they're going to use the American cryptos and pump the shit out of them. They need to offset all of the losses that are coming. The stock market's going to go through a rude awakening, and they're going to offset it into crypto with the blue chips. I promise you. Almost like holding Doge to me, but it's worth having some exposure. Doge, it's the same thing. Doge had all of its gains in 2017 to 2021. Back here when it was in 2017, when it was 0004 to 2020, and then up to 70 cents. I mean, bro, like you're never going to see those gains again. So we went to 70 cents. So say we get to, I don't know, $3. So from here, that's like a 13x. A 13x. That's nothing. But Stronghold's going to do a 13x in its sleep. They've been working with IBM since 2018, working with thousands of online merchants, building out a private network for them to settle in, a stablecoin network. Like Stronghold is the easiest 50, 100x ever. So like why would you hold Doge or World Liberty when you can get into Stronghold or shit, even HBAR? Every single NVIDIA and Intel chip moving forward has HBAR's tech into it. Hedera's network is being used as a decentralized ledger to record and verify computations from NVIDIA's upcoming chips, specifically through a veritable compute solution. So this is only going to grow, guys. This is just scratching the surface. All right. But then I don't know why here this article is saying that they're going to be pre-installed. But regardless, why, like, look, I just don't like to invest in Doge or World Liberty when Hedera, look at the governing council, look at who they're working with. It's just so obvious to me which coins are just going to take off in the next 6 months because I've been here every day for the last 6 years. You know, I started in Chainlink, the Chainlink army. Then I got recruited into the XRP army in 2020 and then figured out XRP was a chosen one. Stellar was a chosen one. Kept doing research, found Quant and Hedera in 2022, LCX in 2022, and then Saucer Swap and Dovu and Karate Combat in 2023, Stronghold and Velo. I mean, Sologenics and Corium, we were getting the airdrops. Flare, we got the airdrop from. So we've been on the blue chips for years, and it hasn't changed. Like, they've been building in secrecy, in stealth, behind the scenes the entire time. Just like Richard Hart right now. No one knows what he's doing behind the scenes. It's the same thing with Quant, same thing with Stellar, same thing with Ripple, same thing with Hedera. They're building at scale with all the biggest corporations, businesses, money transmitters in the world. And people are going to wake up and not know what hit them in a couple months. And for us that are here, we're going to just be loving it. People are going to say we were lucky. Oh, you got lucky. Oh, you were so... No, we weren't lucky. You didn't want to take the time and do the research and put 10 minutes of research in a day. That's literally all it takes. You know, you spend 15 minutes a day, one day looking up, watching a Stellar video or two. Then the next day, Hedera. Next day, XRP. Next day, Flare. You know, next day, a Pulse Chain video. Next day, Cubic. Next day, Quant. And just slowly, there's only so many blue chips out there that you start to recognize all of them. And those are the cryptos that I'm invested in. I mean, obviously, most of them aren't here on the bubbles, but, you know, my coin market cap portfolio, I can't stand these shit coins from base that get in here. But Stronghold and Solo and Dovu and Cubic, Flare, Sauce, Dynex, Axelar, Jasmy, Research Coin. Like, this cycle, I'm going in with less bags, but more size. Like, all the $100 bags, like, I'm not even worried about them now. But I've been trying to keep minimum of 200 in everything. Like, when they dip down below, I try to add to them. But once stuff starts bleeding, it's almost like, all right, just cut your losses at the bottom of the portfolio, the shit that's not going to do well, and ride with the winners. You know, Propy with the online housing, that could be so big. Swarm Markets, they now have tokenized stocks going, and Block V with the NFT platforms they're building for every high-end retailer, Gucci, Burberry, Starbucks, like you name it. Their NFT program will be built into all of the dApps for brands. So I see where the market's going, guys. Hopefully this helps you have a clearer picture too. And hopefully, like, you see why I'm invested in all these different projects, which people, they get the most FUD out there. The projects that I'm in here get FUDed the most. But you know what? That's the opportunity. That's how I know there's upside, because FUD only comes from people that are scared of it, or they missed out on it, or they know it's going to do well and they just can't get back into it. You know, Stronghold's going to take out so many projects. Cubic, the Caspa community, the Monero community, other AI projects. Even I posted a thing today about Cubic being number one, and people were like, "Oh, send me the link of the art of the stats." Not true. And it's like, guys, Surtech just ranked AI projects by security. Surtech is the number one most trusted out there. And look at this person. Oh, where was the response? I don't know. Someone wrote on here, show me the link or whatever. And it's like, people are, that to me is a bullish sign that they know their shitcoin is coming to an end. And Cubic is going to absolutely annihilate them all. So just cut the losses now and sell your near, sell your fetch, sell your tau for Cubic, sell your ICP for Cubic. Well, maybe not. ICP is the one I would keep, actually, because it is the most shit on too by the mainstream. So I would sell all my near, tau, and fetch, and if I had ICP, sell half of it for Cubic. That's what I would do. But shit, I've only been here for 6 years every day listening to, like today, I listened to Ivan's stream. I listened to Banter stream in the morning, listened to DHN Wade's stellar video. I listened to Jesse from Apex Consulting's new XRPL video. I listened to Tom Luongo, an hour-long interview of his today. And I listened to Crypto Banker SHX's latest video about Stronghold, and then was watching a little bit of Samson's stream about Cubic. And that's an everyday thing for me. Like all day, I'm listening to something or an AMA or a space. Like I'm obsessed with this shit, guys. Like I am not gonna let this opportunity pass by and not capitalize on it and make the mistakes I made last cycle of believing, oh, this time's different or this and that. No, once we get to 10 trillion, I'm going to start scaling out hard. And you guys are going to start being like, bro, come on. Why are you so bearish right now? What do you mean? We just got started. No way we're selling now. And that's why I have my portfolio structured where I have my altcoins I'm going to unload this cycle. And then I have my altcoins that I'm prepared to hold for 5-10 years, if not hopefully longer into the future. And that's how I'm playing it. So if you guys need help, go to vibrafinance.com and book a one-on-one. We'll sit down for an hour, go through your portfolio, go through any questions you need, rebalance it, because now is the most important time to make sure you're positioned right. Because I really think we got 1 month. I think mid to late October is when we really start to take off. People are gonna expect a pump with interest rate cuts, and I think we're gonna get the opposite, get a dump, and people are gonna just freak out, and that's gonna be the final straw. Because everyone's been waiting for rate cuts, and when it doesn't happen, people are gonna be freaking out, and then maybe, oh yeah, like October 9th, 10th, after the first week, we'll have another first bearish week of October. And then I think we just start to take off, guys. I really do. That's how I'm playing it for right now. And who knows? Like in a week from now, I might be saying we might not pump until November, or we could be freaking pumping like crazy next week. Like no one knows. And that's why we're ready for the pump to come to us. We're not going to be rotating and saying, oh shit, that coin pumped today. Oh my God. No way. I didn't see that. I had that on my watch list and oh, I can't believe it pumped. Oh, I got to get into it. That is not what you want to do, is go to the top 500 and say, all right, what's up the most today? Story. Oh shit, I got to get into that. WorldCoin. No. Stay away from the extractions, the money grabs. I just gave you so many blue chips if you don't have them to get into. Dovu, Stronghold, Research Coin, Ondo. Jasmy, Algorand, Clearpool, Quant, Cubic, Flare, Axelar, Saucer Swap. And the list goes on and on and on. But that's all I got for tonight, guys. We will see you back tomorrow. with another video. And we're live!
At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance, we are the future of crypto.